Hello, welcome to the part 3 of the speaking test. So this is speaking test part 3. So I'm going to do my best and then squeeze it all up in just one session. Today we are going to look at the part 3 and then we are going to look at areas of assessment. So let's move on. So this is the part 3. The name of the part 3 is two-way discussion or discussion, right? It is going to take 4 to 5 minutes, just like the part 1, and it is going to be more abstract. So, for example, the examiner has not got any questions for you, right? It is normally based on the things that you said, you say or you said in the part 2, right? So it's based on that. So it is from this that the examiner is going to draw questions from and then engage you. The examiner is also, it is normally like that, but the examiner is also free to present it in a more concrete form with questions, with already prepared questions, right? Or will initiate it in a way of the part 2. Is that clear? But normally it is linked to the part 2 and it is drawn from the part 2 and it is more abstract. It is more of a conversation. The examiner is going to hold a discussion with you. It's going to be exchanged. So for example, based on the things that we said in the part 2 about a hotel that we have been to, a hotel that we liked visiting, the examiner can start off with the part 3 by asking a question like, why do people hate hotels? Something like that. Or do you think many people like hotels? Then the conversation begins from there. So based on your response, the examiner will follow up and then will generate a discussion with you. This is just the part 3. And don't forget, the whole idea of this part is to ask you to compare things. It's asks you to evaluate things or speculate on things, right? So this is what makes it abstract. So the examiner has not got any set of questions for you, prepared for you for the part 3. It is normally generated from the things you say or you said in the part 2. Now let us move on to the areas of assessment, right? We have 4 areas of assessment. After you have delivered your speech, it is recorded. The one who was there as the examiner, the one who asked the question, the one who engaged you, is going to score you. And then the recording is given to another person to also score you. So in all, 2 individuals are going to score you. And they are looking at 4 areas, right? The first area is fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and then pronunciation. Each assessment area is scoring the same percentage of the total band score, right? So it is 25% each of the total band score. And don't forget, I said you are scored. I've not said it though, but we will get there. It's worth knowing now. You are scored between 1 and 9, band 1 and 9, with 0.5 intervals. So you could get 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, up to 9.0. The highest score being 9.0. And mostly for countries like Ghana, where we have English as our official language, students do not score below 4.0. They normally score above that. Those who do well are even able to score as high as 8.0 or 8.5. 9.0 will be difficult, even for a British, because of the things they consider. Now let us move on. So we are going to take the areas of assessment one by one, and the first one is fluency and coherence. So what do we mean by fluency and coherence? Being able to keep going, that is fluency. Flow. Let the language flow as much as possible. You are not supposed to do it perfect. We are not perfect in our speech, right? But make sure it flows. If you don't know how to speak that way, make the conscious effort and then improve upon your speech, upon your flow, upon your fluency. No hesitations, no unnecessary hesitations. Hesitations are normal. Pauses are normal. They are normal part of our speech. As I'm talking to you, I'm pausing, right? There are instances that I pause so that you ponder over what I said. There are instances that I pause so that you know that maybe I'm going to say a different thing. There are instances that I pause so that you know that I'm giving off maybe a list of examples. These are normal, but hesitations are the situations where you don't know what to say and then you begin to use fillers like okay. Those things. No, they don't want it here. If you apply it here, you are getting a low band score. Then speak at natural speed. The fact that you have to flow doesn't mean you should be like a robot. Like speak like a person, naturally speaking. Your natural way of speaking is enough. You are a human being, and then if you're able to speak to your friends and they're able to comprehend you, you are okay. Just do so. Avoiding unnatural pauses, already mentioned. And then we come to logical presentation of ideas. That is the coherence. You present your ideas logically so that it makes sense, right? It makes sense. So if you must describe something, you should know that certain attributes must come first and certain attributes must end with your description. Make sure you arrange it in such a way that the one listening will comprehend what you are saying. Don't mix it up. If you mix it up, you are not achieving coherence. And then do your best to be able to link up your ideas. Also, on the other hand, for instance, so that the examiner will know what to expect, right? It is part of our language, right? So, for example, if you are talking to someone and you want them to maybe pay attention to something, there's probably a word that you may use, right? If you want to compare two ideas, there is a word that you use to link the two ideas that compares them. These are normal components of the language we use every day, right? Just that pay attention to them now that you want to write the IELTS exams. Is that clear? Okay, now let us move on. Now let us look at lexical resource. The next assessment area is lexical resource. So lexical, when we talk about lexical, we're talking about words, right? And we say resource. So this is the amount of words that you possess, that you're able to use to respond to questions that are posed to you. So if you're able to use a wide range of lexical like elements, like a wide range of words, then you are good. Then you are doing well here. If you're unable to do so, then you are doing poor. You applying lexical resource doesn't mean that go and then use jargons on words you are unfamiliar with. No, the few words that you know are good enough. So far as you're able to make meaning with your responses, they are good enough. Don't worry yourself trying to use new words that you have learned. Some people go on the quest of learning new vocabulary specifically for these exams. No, that is not how we learn vocabulary. You may, at your own free will or free time, learn vocabulary, but don't learn vocabulary because of the IELTS exams. No, don't do that. Just use the words that you know, because it takes some time or a long time for a word to become part of our lexical resource. Because before a word will become part of you, you must know its meaning, its contextual applications. That could be various ways, right? So that you fully appreciate the concept of the word before you use it. But don't learn a word today, like you hear me using a certain word here, and then you pick it and say, I'm going to use it. You may apply it wrongly, and it will go against you. And immediately you are able to, when you're able to apply a synonym, right, a word in the right context, it gives you a lot of advantage. You are going to score. But if you do the opposite, if you apply a word and it is missing in action, it is not supposed to be there, you are going down. Well, good to know. So now let us look at having sufficient vocabulary, a lot of vocabulary, expression on familiar topics and unfamiliar topics. Being able, because you are going to encounter situations that you are aware of, like that you know, that you are familiar with, and situations that you are not familiar with. And these instances will affect your flow and then your use of words. Your ability to deal with these instances is going to determine your score. So you should bear in mind dealing with unknown or difficult vocabulary. For example, the examiner might use a word that you don't know. How do you deal with it? Right? So this is the situation. For example, when they use a word and you don't know, don't bother about the meaning of the word. Use the meaning of the other words that are occurring around the word to estimate the meaning and make your response. Right? Please, no jargons. No jargons. No colloquial language. Just normal English is enough. Okay, so with this time, I want us to end here, and then we will meet again maybe tomorrow to continue with the rest of the areas of assessment. Thank you.